Um, but yeah, we have this one, which is a button lock knife, as well as, oh, Jesus Christ, already a disaster. This one, which appears to be some sort of backlock. Um, I am now recalling why I wore in the past earbuds instead of my normal headphones. Anyway, hopefully I don't know why I would need more than like 2 bits really, an 8 and a 6. And they usually come with something, but it's fine. It is Christmas night, I guess, as well as the first night of Hanukkah. So started off pretty good there, and oh, I think that means we get none. It's been a minute on my Hanukkah lore, my dreidel lore. But figured we'd be a good Jew. Every good Jew has a dreidel and Star of David. Mine may or may not be broken, and I also almost never wear it. And of course, we have our colors, even though apparently they look very orange. This is the plastic that I never took off of the stand that has the camera. But we'll see how this goes. Um, here's here's the rules. If I drop any parts and it takes me more than like 5 seconds to find it, we're calling it quits. I'm not gonna spend a shitload of time uh, looking for a piece right now. Oh wow. All right, looks like they include full-on instructions now. I guess this is the Aphex Mini. And oh, look at that, they do give you the bit thing. So yeah, this is my biggest worry. This little guy is probably gonna be gone. And I think this is the first time we've ever gotten one on bearings. Um, I'll hold on to that. And basically, these are advent calendars for making a knife. You get a part every day, I guess, or a couple of parts. I don't do it that way because, well, let's face it, I'm Jewish. And I have zero self-control anyway, so even if I wasn't, uh, it wouldn't matter. All right, well, I guess they just raw dogged the first little bits here, which I believe are our liners. Um, if for some reason you have never seen the box of this, but you purchased one, I guess these are spoilers for what you get. Holy shit. That is actually probably, I mean, it doesn't really change the pricing too much. These are about $100-something. This looks to be a bit kit as well as a sharpener from Worksharp, which is actually pretty reasonable. So it looks like a T6, T8, and probably a T10, which are pretty common knife torque bit requirements. Nice of them to give that pretty early on, I guess. Man, this one is packed in here tight. The knife is both festive and in case I do need to open anything. It doesn't seem like we're going to need to. Looks like we got a backspacer and a T6 and T8 torque wrench. Interestingly enough, I guess this did I open that out of order? I don't think so. That was 2. So far we don't have enough pieces to do anything. We're getting somewhere. That was 3, so we need to do 4 next. But yeah, I do these generally every year. Sometimes I have extra parts. Sometimes I have less stuff to do. Sometimes I speed run it and I mess up. Okay, I'm gonna leave these in the bag for now, but that looks to be most of the hardware. So that's at least our pivot screw and a couple of stop pins, it looks like, for around here. We'll see how that treats us. This is interesting. This is kind of different from usual. Usually they give you like a... Okay. This should probably have been in a bag as well. So that is our button screw and our button. So this is a button lock knife. Oh my god, I already almost lost it. Put that over here because those are magnetic. All right, that thing is gonna get lost. I can pretty much guarantee it. We might not be completing this one. I definitely should have come in a bag. I rather would have had this shit loose. But basically, you depress a button and it. Oh my god, are these the bearings? These are the bearings. What is happening? Maybe I should get some. I'm not gonna lube it. Normally I would. Oh my god, they're so stiff. Let's break them in. Uh, what the hell are these? These are like. Are these even 5 millimeters? I don't know, but they're probably steel caged balls, which are fine. You know, but basically you buy these and it's a cool way to assemble a knife. It's kind of your own. There's usually different scale options, different blade options, sometimes different opening options for the year. In this case, there's this button lock. I think there was also another one, but I think it was you know what? I might have just seen the exact same one from last year. Maybe that's what it was. But oh boy. Basically, it's like a fun way to get yourself a knife. I'm guessing this is steel, but it's very much colored like titanium. Um, but it's kind of a fun way to either introduce someone to taking apart, assembling, disassembling a knife, building one, maybe an introduction to knives in general. I find it's a pretty good way. The big issue being sometimes there's small parts. Obviously, it's a knife, it's sharp. Um, and I don't know what blade steel this is using, but it's almost certainly not honestly worth $100 these days. Even American made on sale, you can get really really great knives for $100. That's quite expensive. Um, I mean, this knife is made in Italy, and I'm pretty sure I didn't pay $100 for it, but I got it from Caviso on quite a hefty sale. I think it was just under 100. Um, but this is an M390 Lion Steel and Italian M390 is known to be on the soft side for M390. It's still perfectly usable, but this was almost certainly a better deal than that, especially considering I believe this is integral, which means it is entirely out of one piece of aluminum. In this case, they do have a titanium version of this, but that is quite frankly immensely impressive and expensive to do. This is also a slip joint, so that means it does not lock, uh, and can be quite dangerous if you're not sure what you're doing, especially given this one has a very light spring and it's very easy to uh, break the tension. Um, but the point there being, you can technically get better steel for the price because I'm guessing this is D2, maybe VG10, perfectly good steels. But like I said, if you deal hunt, you can definitely do better. Apparently, I skipped 7. I think I just pulled out 8. It slid around, and hey, look at that. We would have known what steel it's in. It's in D2. Um, Pretty interesting little blade shape here. It's got like a little. It's not really a nail nick. You can probably flick this though. It's relatively small. That's my personal favorite. I'm a fan of the petite, if you will. I actually think there's a large version of this knife, and I might even have it. I should have checked before I started doing this. If I don't have it in like my personal thing, I might have one that I might have already sold it. But yeah, this is a pretty decent little blade. It's got a little sharpening choil there. So, D2 for $100 is not particularly good of a price, but again, you're kind of getting the experience here. If you were to buy another knife for around $100, it probably wouldn't come with multiple sets of scales, for example, which I don't know that this comes with this part, but I think the inlay here comes with different options, which, you know, you like different looks, you like different looks. Um, but again, it's experience. I'm usually a lot more careful with this. This will cut me. So this is, I guess, a warning. You may see blood, but can't say it's the sharpest thing I've ever felt. In fact, I feel like I see a chip like right here. I am not very used to uh IRL shit. I usually have some shitty little VTube model and I play video games. Let's be honest. If you wanted, should have opened with this. I usually do. If you want knife content, you're in the wrong place. But that said, feel free to ask me about any knives I have, discuss, or somehow bring up. Where the fuck did I already do number 9? Man, I am not good at this. This is what happens when you only do it once. Hey, something in here is magnetic. That's actually, I might take my watch off for that. Which I didn't show. It's the standard Jewish white and blue. I may or may not love it for that reason. This is actually one of my favorite watches. This is the Zodiac Super Seawolf. This is known as the White Cap. I wear it immensely often. It is filled with scratches. I'm gonna take it off because the last thing I want is to magnetize it and have to send it in. But hey, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm not a fan of magnets in knives. I actually recently sold a Winter Blade Co. Factor. Oh, so the scales are magnetic. It's very interesting. But I recently sold a Winter Blade Co. Factor B2, which was my personal favorite version of the Factor, but it just wasn't for me. Like, it was fun when I first got it, but I just never used it at all. As opposed to other knives, you know, quite frankly, that are cheaper or even around the same price that I do use. I'm very glad. I swear, whoever makes these might actually watch my. Probably because I'm like the only person who does these. Um, but my personal favorite is micarta. This is actually a pretty decent micarta. Usually it's a little plasticier on their cheaper knives. I suppose $100 isn't really cheap, so that's, that's pretty fair. But this is micarta that could probably use some oil and will turn a nice deep green. And I am personally a big fan of micarta. So I'm glad they gave that to me first because that is probably what I would dress mine with. We got us a pocket clip and a pocket clip filler tab. Interestingly enough, I wonder if that's an option. Doesn't look like it. So this looks like the pocket clip side. I was gonna say if it's an option for reversible pocket clips, but no, it doesn't look like it. I mean, it is a flipper, so it would have been. Well, you know what? I guess I don't know that this comes out past that. I'm assuming it's a flipper, so. Well, you know what? No matter what, it's ambidextrous because you could probably flick it out from there. A lot of times, button locks are not particularly ambidextrous, but it's not too hard to press this button. I think the big risk would be if you're a lefty accidentally depressing the button while holding it. But I feel like I have not really been given, Jesus Christ. I feel like we've not really been given the means until maybe about the last scale to start putting together the thing. I mean, what else do I need? Right? I feel like no, there's no standoffs, are there? Yeah, no, we don't have any standoffs except for this thing. So no, we have to keep waiting. I feel like we need. Maybe it's those. Maybe I should start assembling it. Huh. Because right, those would be in there like that. And this, I guess it would be non-screwed in standoffs. And you would just pin it through like that. I think we can assemble it completely. But let's go ahead and see what like the next box is. it feels weird because we're only like halfway through. We're on box 13. Yeah. Okay, so this is a Lucas Burnley design, apparently. Um, I believe he made the squid. He also has a custom version of the squid, which I've kind of always wanted, but never wanted to spend over $200 for, which is weird because, like I said before, this thing was, I mean, I didn't pay $200 for it, but it was originally $200. Um, I think we can, I think after we got this last scale, we could have completely assembled it outside of, I guess, the pocket clip technically. But maybe we'll do one more just to check that. It feels like there's a lot of extras in here then. Oh, so a full micarta scale. I guess we know that box 15 is also a full micarta scale. Very nice. All right, before this gets a little too crowded, I think maybe I'll go ahead and go. Well, I don't really want to have this box of shit on my lap. Let's keep going. We'll see what we can pull off here. Oh, rip that box. Typically, I throw the box away for these. We got a little morale patch. I guess it's a little rose. That's cute. Love that for us. I have a little container of these that I don't really use whatsoever. I have 0 morale. I'm extremely depressed. It's not great. This looks like G10, which is just a type of thermoplastic. So that's kind of interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that box 18 is also G10. What I do like about this though is it does seem to allow you to have the inserts, which is kind of nice. Box 19 up next. Ooh, different color Pocky clip. Go with the black, I guess, to have a blacked out G10 version or blacked out micarta version. That's pretty cool. So far, I think this one has the most scale options I've seen in terms of like full on options. Usually they do have like this many different options, but with these inserts now, I think that takes it because you can do so many different combos. This looks like brass. Big fan of the look of brass. Absolutely personally hate the smell of it. I'm gonna go ahead and oh wow, you're not gonna believe this. Was gonna guess that. Another brass. We are now on box 22. It's a big boy. Wow. I'm gonna guess that this is one of those mask things. I forgot what they're called. Maybe a microfiber cloth. But they pretty much always give you one. Ooh, it's got the little flower on it. Lovely. Yeah, it's definitely one of those mask things. I always forget what they're called, but it's like a ski mask type of deal, but like not the kind you rob people with, the kind you wear to actually protect your face from this side. And oh, that was box 25. My mistake. We're out of order. I always have been. Here's box 24, which makes me officially empty. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that these magnets actually aren't really thick enough to have been a big deal for us. I probably could have left the watch on. And I might put it back on after I'm done with this. So my big issue is this guy and its spring. I generally know how to put together a knife. That said, there are occasions where these kit ones are a little different than normal. They have to be in a specific order. So let's go and check this out and still mess it up anyway. Okay, so we're supposed to screw. That looks like button side, exposed button side, I guess, which would be the right side. We're screwing that into its liner. So we're gonna have to pour this out. That'll be great. I hope they're not particularly sized. Oh, let's relax, buddy. Well, let's relax. I'm gonna go ahead and dump these out here. Let that be a little mess for us. All right. So this is the right side. I should have put this all a little closer. All right. Does it matter? What are we looking at here? So this looks like it is meant to be here because it looks like it's been used, to be honest with you, because it has a track from where the say hi to yourself, where the balls have apparently worn. This looks a lot like a T6, so I'm just going to take out my T8 bit. I don't know what I was expecting. Boker is a huge fan of T6s, even on their higher end stuff. Um, don't ask me why. Uh, I'm not particularly a fan. They're just about the easiest to strip. I'm going to very lightly do most of these. I can't think of a reason why we shouldn't do this, even though it didn't tell us to. Um, yeah, they want us to do the pivot next. But I really feel like it would be safer if I just put this one in now. Man, enjoy the view of my hairy ass hands. Um, Arms, I guess. That one is too damn long. There a shorter one? I don't think so. This guy maybe. Maybe it's only too long because I'm doing it out of order and it needs. Oh, that one that doesn't even screw in. That's interesting. That's rare. Okay. All right. I guess let's play the game. My mistake. I do find it quite. Oh, it's keyed. Is it keyed? Oh, it's not even keyed. Hold up. Is the other side keyed? The other side is keyed. That sucks. I hate that. Um, Look, all I'm saying is if you're gonna key your shit, make it so that it's the slide that slots in. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to line this shit up. And it's gonna be a pain in the ass. Um, all right. Really, blade in is next step, basically. I don't like that. I think am I, hold up. I think I'm doing it backwards. Okay, I am. All right, that's on me. They're right. So they did do it right, and I'm an idiot for not checking. I just saw what looked like a hole, but it's actually like an indent, shall we say. Okay, sorry. Like I said before, I am not a professional, whatever this is, doer. So I'm gonna constantly accidentally be off screen. I don't like how loose that is. I have a different one. God damn it. I really should have done this closer. My bad. That's on me. Do 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 do. Are we sure that's right? That doesn't feel right. That seems shallow. Yeah, that's way too shallow. Something ain't right here. Does it tell you what? Oh god. This is what happens when you just try to wing it. Alright. AX04. That doesn't fucking help me at all. Oh wait, that was the last one. SF01. SF01 seems to be the smallest possible screw. Alright. If you insist, buddy. I believe this is definitely it. This is a magnetized screwdriver. This is Monterey Bay Knives screwdriver. I don't know if it has a name. I don't think they have any in stock, so I wouldn't bother looking. Although I think they have a sale right now on some of their knives, which are generally quite desirable. I don't like how tight I just did that. Man, I do not like how loose that feels. It just feels wrong, which is why I really don't want to keep going here, but I don't feel like I have a choice. So let's go ahead and slip that bad boy in. Bada boom. Very weird that we don't put this on as the next step. I'm actually tempted to ignore them. It's just pinned in. Are you serious? I fucking hate that. Oh, this is all gonna be so loose. Fuck. Alright. Oh god. We're definitely not greasing this bad boy up. At another point, maybe. But your boy ain't getting slippery fingers with this mess happening. Okay. Let's go ahead and hold up. Let's double check. What are those pin locations, Failer? Top and bottom. Well, don't mind if I do. If it sounds like I'm on your right side, it's because I am. My mic is in its generally normal location, but I am not. All right. That would be roughly step 4, which I do not have a good enough angle to show. There you go. Just tilt your head upside down. You'll be fine. Step 5, that makes it a lot easier. Yeah, kind of like what this is doing. Do that with your neck. Oh my god. No. Are they serious? They want us to put a spring under tension and hold that down. All right, so we're gonna have to do like all of these in really quick succession. So give me a second here so I just know. Let's go ahead and move these. I don't want to sit here and like hold this and have to like read this. So we're putting this in. I'm assuming you're already putting the spring in, so that's gonna go right there in the hole. And it's, you got to tilt this back so it'll be locked in, but the tension will likely still be able to push this up off the pivot enough so that the spring could fly somewhere, in which case this knife's done. I'm not going on. I'll find it in 3 weeks or something, or my cat will shit it out. But yeah, I'm not going to spend time looking for a spring. I've literally lost them and had to order new ones on the Demco 8020.5. So that's a bit of a different spring tension situation, but it's a similar thing. That has a shark lock. You pull on it, it's on the back of the knife. So it's back here, you pull on it, and there's like a spring in there if you're like changing bearings or something like that. I think people just straight up swap blades on those. Super popular knife. Uh, but the last thing I want to do is hunt a spring while I'm allegedly live. We got, it's under tension, so we'll be holding that down. Then we immediately put this side on. Okay, so let's undo this because apparently there's a screw that goes through here and into that. Okay. That's going to be a problem, I can already tell. And there's a pin, but I think we might be able to squeeze the pin through after. Let me just double check on that one. That would be ideal if I can just forego the pin temporarily. Okay, we can do that. We can pull that off. All right. All right, here goes. Let's go with that. Oh, I hate this. Nope, that's not enough pressure. I might have to pick this whole assembly up. Alright, give me a sec. Let's tilt it back. Okay. Let's relax. Okay. Okay. Do that because it's probably about as secure as I can hold it down. Alright. Let's pull that off. That should help, maybe. Sorry, it's probably quite hard to see. I have mentioned that I'm not good at these. I'm not some sort of professional. Just ignore that for now. This isn't really my regular thing. Let's see if we can. No, we cannot. Okay. Oh man, I hate this. Who does this? No offense, Lucas Burnley, but I feel the pressure. I don't know how you could have designed this in a more user-friendly way, to be honest with you. I'm just talking. I think, oh god, oh no. The easiest button lock I've ever disassembled has got to be actually the man, I don't remember which Quaken it is. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think it's the only button lock version. But not a huge fan of that knife. The what is that shit called? The spring is always failing. It's not even the spring. It's like the ramp that holds the button in. Do I have it? I don't have it near me. It always failing. Um, so I don't use it. And I wish I had returned it. But basically, it don't work. It's not a safe knife to use because, like I said, the lock fails. That's what I mean by it's failing. Is this T8? Holy shit, it is. What are the odds I have T8 on that? That's T8. Let's just get this in so I can stop squeezing it. I probably could have already, but I like to be safe. Love that they keyed this, by the way. Thank you so much. I think I've said something about that in the past. Really love when they key things properly. That looks like it's probably a pocket clip screw. Um, let's use these small boys. I think we're on step 9 or something, but I feel like I'm figuring this out from here, right? Too long. Okay. Now I'm guessing there's going to be some leftover hardware for the long boys, the full micarta scales, because they will have to be screwed in on the center here. Nice. Just screwed down. Okay. And I believe we have this. So apparently, yeah, you can run this with a filler tab. I think I just moved the camera a little bit. I think we're good, right? We good? Let me see if I can like No, I'm making it worse. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're on your own, bud. Okay. All right. So it looks like we have to. Okay. Have to put that in before. I guess we could should I just do filler tab? This honestly looks like a really reasonably good, it's actually pretty hard too. It's a pretty reasonably good pocket clip. I'm going to filler tab it though. I can already tell you, this filler tab is not my favorite filler tab. I'll explain why once we filler, bud. Is this thing upside down? Okay, it is. I was like, there's no shot that it's also that. No shot. I feel like I don't use that phrase very often. I don't know what's wrong with me. Are we missing some screws? Am I tripping? Maybe I threw a screw bag away. Okay, well, I hear that stripping. I don't like that. You know what? No, I think these long boys are meant for the center. Okay. Basically the knife's done, by the way. These do need to be in because I can feel the inner liner swimming around in there a bit. Man, this keeps getting caught. Is that the wrong one then? These are like weirdly keyed to specific holes? I don't know what's going on, but I can't get some of these to take. I don't know if it's because the tab or because I used like the wrong screw in the wrong slot here. Oh, that's unpleasant. You imagine how much harder time I'd be having with full-on pocket clip? Jesus. Okay. Why? Okay. What if we give up on what I thought would be the easier option? And that is why. Okay. That does not even fit through that hole. So that can't be right. Strange. What am I supposed to do with these? What? Was I right? Or are these specifically the pocket clip ones? Oh, they are. Why didn't it feel right the first time? I guess maybe the insert was fine. I was just using the wrong one. Classic. Did I just lose the screw? I did. Any trouble? Ooh, that wasn't great. That was on me though. Any trouble with screw fitment is on me. I'll be fair to them. Pretty minimal wiggle. Okay, I mean that's smooth. It wasn't like drop shot. Okay. Um, oh well, you know what? I have a T8 in this. Let's not swap around. Okay. So it's quite tight. Very off center. That could be due. Ooh, that's not bad. Ooh, not bad. Definitely very loose though. Yeah. Okay. That should be pretty reasonably tight. Too tight. Okay. Interesting. I could definitely be due to screw fitment, screw placement all around the body. If we're being honest, that's probably what's happening here. Me. Actually, I was about to take it apart, I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna be honest. This actually feels like probably the best action. Even with how like crooked and off it is. This feels like the best action of any one of these like kit ones that I've gotten from Boker here. So I guess these center screws here belong here, and they would attach to the liners if you were to use the non hot swappable things. I guess they're not really hot swappable. Um, yeah, you'd have to take off the screw and pop it out, which is fine. Um, I thought I'd be able to give you a little preview of how they might look. Yeah, there you go. Green, probably coyote tan or whatever they want to call it, and of course your brass. Personally, I don't really feel like brass goes too well with like this titanium-ish, bead blasted-ish look. That is my cover for the lens. That's not great. I might just have to like cut that off. Sorry about that. Oh boy. Well, oh god. Worst nightmares happening. It's my microphone. Um, what if let's switch scenes for a second. Oh, nobody's here. Just because I feel like it's personally, I feel like it's very nauseating to watch cameras move like that. Um, oh man. Uh, maybe that's just me, but for me, that would make me so fucking sick. Um, okay. Have to do it to just adjust our centering here. All right, hopefully we're good. I feel like we're maybe a little crooked here. I think that's the best we're gonna do without making anyone too sick. Anyway, in terms of the action, that's actually surprisingly smooth. It's a little wobbly. It's pretty standard, really. It's quite off center. I feel like that's totally fixable if you were to disassemble it and just screw in everything perfectly. I'm kind of doing it on a time frame. I have another one to do. Uh, Oil would definitely fix that. It is a bit of a light one though. I mean, that's surprisingly smooth. For Ooh, you can reverse flick. Don't think you'll be able to thumb flick that. At least I can't. But it's definitely reasonably smooth. Probably the best micarta I've gotten out of one of these. It's not the best ever, but best out of one of these. I'm not gonna slam it on anything, but it's steadier than the Quaiken Air or whatever the fuck I got. The manual Quaiken. That collapses under pressure if I do this. In terms of ergonomics, actually pretty good. Pretty good size. Pretty much perfect for little draw cuts. Uh, D2. I'm assuming steel. Actually, we can test it. Wait, wait a minute. Should have tested this before. I think this might be titanium. No. It's very hard to tell because there's definitely steel liners in there. Does it say it all in here? No. Well, yeah, overall, in terms of like the knife itself, I wouldn't pay $100 for this if I'm being honest with you. But for the experience, if you're buying it for someone as a gift, you know, you want them to experience disassembling a knife. I definitely think the off-centered nature is not due to me. We can actually probably check. Yeah, that does not look bent or warped to me, like at all. Um, so I think you can pretty easily fix that by disassembling it, like tightening all the screws inside perfectly so that the tension is even all around. And it would probably still maybe be a little off center. I mean, most knives are, even the most expensive ones. Interestingly enough, I find actually custom knives are usually even worse than production knives, just because it's handmade. I'm sorry, people are even really good people are off by a millimeter sometimes. um, but I do think this can be straightened. Uh, I definitely recommend it more as like a gift or an experience for someone. If you just want a good knife, and you have $100, quite frankly, you can save half of that. Buy yourself like, well, you can probably save more than half of that. You can probably buy a Kaiser in 154 cm. I've done it before for like $20, or four of them, right? And then you have a knife for your backup knife and a backup knife for your knife, and you can probably walk away with an extra $20 or give that fourth knife away. Um, I think I might have fucked up the math there. I think it was like $22 for the Kaiser Mini October is what I paid. I think it was like 22. So that's where I'm thinking. But like realistically, you can probably pick up some pretty reasonably decent Kershaws for under 20 and like 8 CR, which is fine. You can get an Ontario Rat, I think, pretty regularly for $30 or under. D2, same steel. Um, It won't be a button lock. Won't have this many scale options. Although the Rat, definitely you can definitely buy aftermarket scales for an Ontario Rat. But you also wouldn't necessarily get this, which is kind of nice. You wouldn't get the morale patch or the challenge coin. Ultimately, definitely, so far, not really my favorite personally, but like in terms of the build quality and the feel of the action, I think it's probably my favorite. I think so far my favorite is it's either the first one I ever did, which I think it has like Kookaburra wood scales or some shit. Um, I'm gonna put all this stuff in a plastic bag here. Uh, but it's either got those scales, I believe. Uh, what was it? The scales and like three blade choices. I just liked the way it looked. It was very old fashioned looking. I should have put that shit in here. Oh, now I'm gonna try and fit these scales in here. All right, that's not gonna work. I'm doing it for now. I'm just gonna put it off on the side here. Oh shit, that's where my watch is. Motherfucker. I guess it's going in. It's going in the bag. It's in. Locked away. Lock them up, bud. Let's move all of this stuff out of here so we can get started on the next one. Um, but yeah, like ultimately, oh, hold up. I got this. Let's put it in here. God, I'm so prepared. That's incredible. Ultimately, it's definitely like one of the better builds and like better general knives that I've gotten from them, from one of these build kits. But the other option was, I think, the Slack. What's his name? Bob Durndal? Or no, Ralph? I don't know. But it's basically a lockback version of his Slack that he does with Boker. Raphael Durand, I think his name is. That's the guy. He's him. Um, but yeah, ultimately that's in terms of like the quality. This one definitely has a much better action. Like it's not even the same class as the past ones. Um, a lot of the past ones did this weird thing where you had to have like a hot swappable blade, and you like held back a lockback, and you had to like slide it out, and it kind of made the action super stiff. Um, I have a feeling this one might do that. So this is, I believe, the haddock. If I had to guess, this is a Jen Zanso design, I think, because I'm pretty sure he has a version of this called the Cox or something. Or actually, this might even just be called the Cox. Which one? Oh, it is the haddock. But I'm pretty sure he has like a normal version of this. It might be smaller. Um, but let's go ahead and get ourselves started on this bad boy. And we're already flipping out the whatchamacallit. So I actually don't even know if you would save money if you just outright bought this knife. But I'm pretty sure there is a version of this you can just outright buy. There's the thing, we're gonna start ripping them out. This one looks a lot more like the traditional kits, if you will. This is, oh yeah, there you go. That's what I was just talking about. So this one's gonna have, like, I'm assuming different blade types. Okay, well, this looks like it's built a lot more normally. So this is a lock back as opposed to the button lock. See if we can actually get this one on straight though. Where the fuck is one? Give me the one. I'm gonna guess this is a liner. Wow. Aren't I smart? It's almost like the last one also started with the liners. Wait, did the last one start with the liners? Somebody roll the tape back, please. Out of curiosity, is this one... Hey, this one doesn't look... Well, yeah, actually it does kind of look a little used. I mean, part of me is glad that they're clearly test fitting it. Thank you. Thank you. It's keyed. Please tell me it's keyed right. Just so much easier to use. Oh my god. Another one. Might give this to someone. I don't have anyone to give it to. I have people to give it to, but I don't have people who I think would use it to give it to. The only person I know would actually use this probably just got one themselves because he also does these since I told him about it. But this is one of those work sharp thingies with what looks like a T6, a T8, and a T10. Looks like a probably carbide of some sort. Sharpener, as well as a ceramic rod. I might actually like make a leather slip and carry this. This seems quite useful. I'd probably change out the T6 bit. Most of my knives that I regularly carry, I think they're T8 or larger. So I'll probably swap that out for maybe like a good flathead. Because like if you get like a good well-sized flathead, don't tell anyone I do this, but you can usually use it in a Phillips slot. Like the screw's not too shitty. But yeah, don't report me for that one because you're definitely liable. Don't try that at home. Liable to strip a bad boy. Ooh, looks like we're going to be working under tension again. We knew that though because it's a lockback. So this is the locking mechanism. That's backwards. So it's going to go like that. Right, and that's going to be under tension. We're going to have to somehow probably squeeze the back of the knife or something into that. I don't know. Sorry, the back of the blade. The whole thing's a knife. What the fuck box number was that? Was that 4? Was it? Wait, was that 4? That was 4. By the way, this makes such a mess in my space here. There's all these little fucking boxes. I totally didn't just throw that one. Uh-huh. There's our hardware. Okay. Number 6. Probably our blade. It is our blade. It's our first blade. And, ooh, thumb studs? So it looks like we get a thumb stud option. Okay. Last thumb stud kit. I didn't use the thumb studs. That was the Slack, I believe. They were super sharp and just way too small. These are kind of sharp and still kind of small, but they feel like they're probably more manageable. I'll probably go with the nail nick version though, just because I personally prefer a nail nick. Nice of this one to come with a safety sleeve, unlike the last one. And holy shit, that is way sharper looking. Hey, look, it's Jen Zanza's sign. I can love Jen Zanza. He's a cool dude. Never met him though, but I love his designs. D2. Oh, that is definitely a lot sharper. Now, I will give this to the Mini Aphex, the last one we just did. It's definitely thicker towards the edge, so this was probably a lot easier to get sharp. So there, we are very liable to cut ourselves here. Maybe I'll just, yeah. I would personally prefer the nail nick. I think I just lost a piece of skin version, but let's put these on. See how that's gonna go. Not bad. Not bad. I like the little stone wash. Holy fuck, that's bright. Um, this is definitely like a full flat grind, way thinner at the edge than the last one. I shouldn't have put that one away. Hold up. It's not too away. Let me see if I can pull it back out. Come here, bud. Oh no, I just lost something. Oh, okay, it's the bleed cover. We're fine. We're fine. That's interesting because this looks like it starts thinner, but I think that's just because this swedge here is thinned down and then it comes up. So given that it's not even that much taller, but because it just goes straight down instead, even though it starts at like a thicker stock, it comes down to a much thinner edge because this one thickens back up here. So basically, this is like the flat grind of it. It's not even like a full flat grind really, but I guess it kind of is. But this is like full. So the whole time it's coming to a low point. Anyway, uh, let's leave brother here. Sure, that won't get in my way at all. Let's move that out. What number was that? Is that 7? I think that was 7. Whip out 8. Feels a lot like. Oh my god. Like how thick it is. Thick. Why did that make a noise? I'm gonna have to look into that. That's not supposed to make it what? Oh, it's a bolster. Jesus Christ, that terrified me. I've never had my chat make noise before. Somebody stop it. 7 is a challenge coin? Oh, it is Genzonso. You can fucking read that. Genzonso. I mean, we knew. I'm just a menace. I'm assuming this is broken. I'm assuming this is brass. Is brass. We know this has a magnet in it. If it were steel or iron or something, it would have stuck to that. I really hope that was number 8 because I'm whipping out number 9. I might have to go to my settings after this part before we switch to Minecraft. Wish we got. Oh my god. WDC quality. Let's go. It's kind of funny actually because I feel like brass in some ways is considered lower quality, but usually in like the knife world here, it's considered like a more of a luxury. This is carbon fiber. That's pretty cool. But like you don't want brass jewelry usually because brass jewelry turns green, or right like it tarnishes in a way you don't like. Um, but like knife dudes are fucking obsessed with like brass and copper. They love that shit. They'll eat that shit up. Don't 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 look at my brass screwdriver. I hate it. It makes my fingies smell. All right, looks like got carbon fiber and some sort of steel. Oh my god, what is this pocket clip? Doesn't it have a higher chance to react? So yeah, it basically what happens, I believe, is you're actually smelling dead bacteria. I'm pretty sure. because there's some sort of reaction that happens with like copper specifically and brass, um, that kills it. So they're actually like antimicrobial, which is why you'll see like I think they have like copper nose swabs and stuff because allegedly it kills the microbes. But I'm pretty sure what ends up happening is they die and then they kind of stink, and so it leaves that smell like on your hand because there's a bunch of dead microbes and shit. But I've also only ever heard that. I'm not a microbiologist, and so that could just be me spreading misinformation, which I do love to do personally. That's why I'm currently on Twitter at the moment. Um, really love that. Looks like we got some wood. Big fan of large wood. The harder the better. I think I also just skipped a number. Classic. Morale patch. Got to keep up the morale. I think I can already start assembling it, by the way. More wood. Oh, we love wood. Oh, I really hope that was empty. Different color thummy studies. I already put some on, and I am too fucking lazy to undo it. But if we weren't, we could do red and green for Christmas. Brass and copper both react to water on your skin and cause it to turn green. We love tarnishing. Let's go. There's actually I think you use like ammonium salts. I mean, you can probably actually go ahead and use table salt too if you were, or sea salt if you were really feeling you have a lot of time to spend on this. But there's a process that people call shipwrecking. So they'll take like a copper scale for a knife, seen it done to flashlights or little challenge coins, and they'll put it in a tub filled with ammonia salt, paper towels, I think like a little bit of water, like a plastic tub, and they will put it in there and just like leave it overnight, and it turns like green and blue and kind of like nasty, basically like an ancient shipwreck that's been sitting at the bottom of the ocean, which is why it's called shipwrecking, because the water and the salts, yeah, it looks sick, and then you put like a lacquer over it to cover it. That way it doesn't keep corroding and it doesn't make your fingers smell terrible. This is probably this probably has a tumor. It's got cancer, I'm afraid. Uh, really sad to see that. I'm assuming this bump here is for the pocket clip to rest on so it doesn't shred your pants. This is G10. I'm assuming a thermoplastic. We love plastics around here. I'll probably give that to my pet turtle. Oh wait, I don't have a pet turtle anymore. My bad. Too much straw. Bro loved them though. Apparently we got blue. I don't know why that was in its own box, but we have blue now. Gotta make it into a straw first. You know, you're right. I think I think we might be done with magnets. I'm gonna put my watch back on. I feel naked without it. Jesus Christ. Box 20 is giving me trouble here. We got it. We opened it. Got his bitch ass. I guess more blue. It's like a blue and purpley color. I'm probably just gonna go standard. I don't know. I feel like standard is gonna look better long run. That was 20, so we're on 21. This feels like another. I'm gonna guess this is brass, to be honest. Oh, ooh, okay. Well, speak of the devil, copper. What are we thinking? Copper and wood, or copper and carbon fiber might be kind of cool. All right, I might have just skipped a bot. Wait, am I crazy? Did I drop a box? I think I dropped a box somewhere. We got this thing. This is one of those ski masks, not the kind you rob people with, but the kind you wear to protect your face from the sun because you're actually just like a skier. Weird, I know. Feel like the blue would just rub. It's probably anodized, but yeah, it probably will rub off pretty easily. And I think for some reason I must have skipped a box or dropped it somewhere. Copper and carbon, it could be hard. But the last box I've got here to open has this, which is another blade, which is probably also D2. Got that thick boy. Jesus Christ, that is fucking thick. God damn. Nice. So this one would have no thummy studies. Damn, boy, thick. All right, what are we feeling? We got carbon fiber. We got wood. We can just go all G10. That way we only have to screw in these instead of those. Let's face it. We got to go like carbon fiber or wood and something. Make that shit fancy, right? Let's just take that off the table. It's like a marbled carbon fiber. It's kind of nice. You know, this is kind of classy. Thinking the carbon. I feel like too, like this is classy, but it's not walnut, right? We're not working with mahogany. What are we doing? We got to go modern rich people shit. All right. We got copper, and I'm assuming this is just steel. Looks, oh damn, very cheap. Don't let the wood see that. I feel like we said it. Copper and carbon fiber. Let's go double C's. A nice pair of C's really just helps out everyone. Let's be honest. Don't do. Oh, that's true. No broke boy shit. Where the fuck did I put the instructions? Does anyone know? Any knowers in chat? All right, here we go. We got it. All right. Fuck am I looking at? What am I making it toasty? Are we British now? Irish? Let's face it, nobody likes the Brits. What the fuck is this? We're playing Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3? Beans on toast. Alright. Let's empty the sack. You know how it is. Let's move our boy over to here. We're going to use this space here because I am a very messy person, apparently. Okay. Well, this dude's on the run. Here's the rules. If I drop a piece, I spend like maybe 20 seconds looking for it. If I don't find it, we're done. Game's over. I'm not going to spend significant time. I'll find it in 3 weeks. Okay. Santa Sack is the only one. Let's go. Can't wait to watch that later. On my watch list. What? Anyway. BO4, BO3. So BO3 is a skinny dick, and BO4 has got a fat ass. What? Okay, this is probably BO4. I think I think that's the guy. No, that's just a pin. There's no way it's just a pin, right? That's got to be the blade stop or something. Yeah, my boy's hollow. Hollow Earth theory or some shit. I don't know. All right. Okay, bud. Fuck are we doing? Huh? What? Alright, I feel like I know that this is going through there. Which one is this going through? There's literally fucking 3 options or something. What do they want from me? Does it go through them all? There's only 2. Let's go with the one I think we know. That way we can be wrong about that. Love that for me. Leave the upper one empty. Probably right. Alright, let's put long boy never work again in there. Okay. Alright. Wait a minute. This is probably going to have a pin right here, so this might be a pain in the ass. I think that's what PIN stands for. It's an acronym. Okay, alright, well, alright, we're good. We're good. We're good. The pin can go through from the other side. We're fine. Everything's fine. I just dropped that and I actually need that. That was a mistake. You know, I've been told I'm something of a mistake myself, actually. Okay. Yeah, this isn't not worth it at all. Okay. Is this real? Hold up. We're doing this before? Hey, doing this before putting the back spring on? This is the wrong fucking instruction books. Who put that there? Might have been me. Oh, we're sliding that bitch in. Alright, hold up. There you go. Just twist your neck upside down. You'll be fine. That's what I was wondering about the back spring. But apparently we put both sides on and slide the bad boy in. Works for me. I don't give a fuck. Really should have checked what size screw I'm supposed to use here. But, whatever. That's what I always say. Jesus Christ, I hate magnets. I mean, like, what do they do, you know? How do they work? Fucking magnets, man. For a later time. That's what I'm saying. Really don't understand why they didn't just do the same thing here. Am I doing this on the right side? Yes, because it's probably right-handed, right? So once this is on, the pocket clip will be here, so you probably screw right into those. I'm a fucking genius. It's actually concerning. Pre-planned is for, yeah. Just don't understand people. Like, why would you do that? Cringe. All right. Whatever. The next step is put the pin in? Nah, y'all fucking with me. Why would you want the pin in? That shit's just gonna fall out. So this pin is probably... Where's the pin? Hello? That's way too thick of a boy. Oh, it's this guy? This is for, it's for a lanyard. Do I have a knife with a lanyard? Jesus Christ. Might not have a lanyard pin. Is it keyed or something? Never seen that before. Alright, bud. I'll see if I can pull out one that's pre-lanyarded. There we go. Why the hell was that so difficult? So strange. And again, I'm super new to the whole knife thing. Understandable. Okay. Trying to get this to line up with the other side here. But it ain't too easy being cheesy. Alright, we got it. Let me see if I have one. There we go. This is a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This has custom micarta scales as well as a custom pocket clip. This is in a specific steel called Maximet, Micro Melt Maximet. I think it's just, quite frankly, the hardest steel ever created for anything, which, is a thing. But this is a lanyard. So basically, you would have this so that you can like easily hold on to it. If you had a fixed blade, here we go, such as this. This is a Spyderco Bow River. We didn't plan it. Not sponsored by Spyderco, although hit me the fuck up. I know y'all got big money. This has a hole for it. For something like this, if you were like outdoor, you could put a really long lanyard and like tie it around your wrist so that you don't like accidentally swing it and slice your foot off or something. But I have a little lanyard bead on this one. It's honestly kind of too big of a knife for that, but it is pretty clean, isn't it? Look at those lines. This is titanium. It's been a minute since I've used this. But this also has a full flat grind. Not as thick, which probably means it's better for slicing. I used to use this one quite a bit for like leather stuff. But this part is a lanyard. So this is a lanyard hole. This particular knife has a tube. This one has that little pin. And basically it's just for like maybe pulling out of your pocket, or you just like putting things on it. Let me see if I have something smaller. Oh, this is smaller. Do I have something tiny? I don't have something tiny with a lanyard on it, but this is, what is this called? I don't remember. Isanzo, I think, the MKM Isanzo. So this pretty much barely fits in my hand. In fact, there's kind of some of it leaking out, if you will. But I generally use it like this, as like a box cutter. But what you would do is you would put a lanyard on this, and basically it would give you something maybe for like your pinky or your ring finger to hold on to, so that you have some extra grip. And maybe like your fingers are down here, for example, and like I said, you would have like the lanyard hanging out, and that gives you something else to grip on without actually like physically having something there. I really should have had something on hand to show that. Sorry about that. But it's really more of a not necessary type of thing on a knife this size. I mean, I know I have one on the PM2 there, the Paramilitary 2. A knife this size, it's not really necessary. I should definitely just look at the instructions. Most knives I've used disassembled and all that, you don't really have to follow any major instructions. You just put them together as you put them together. But these kind of have like some keyed variants and sort of an order to do things in. Okay. So what part are we doing here? BO4 and SO1. Thank God I didn't look up what any of that meant. Huh? All right. So this goes, which direction did it say to do it? Hello? Okay, right hand side gets this. The reason I suspect this might matter is because the heads of the screws might be different, and they might fit differently on the part that goes on top of them. My mom got me one of those for my car keys, except it has like a carabiner at the. Ooh, yeah, I love those. I have I actually do I have one here? This one's in pretty fucked up condition because I've carried it around. I had a bunch of these pre-made. Basically, this is pretty much the idea as a knife pivot here. But I made these, and they're like a little key ring. Uh, some of them did have a carabiner type thing, but it's basically like it's the same concept. Like you have it, you can customize it, you can put things on it. So this, you would put your keys on here, and they swivel around. But you know, you would put a lanyard here with like, you know, if you wanted to make one for your mom, put like 3 beads that say MOM and a heart or something, or an apple through, you know what I mean? Like, or I had that donut thing. Your mom likes donuts, get those. There's so many different beads out there. If she's really into skulls, especially, pretty sure she got it from Timu. Let's go. That's where we all start. Got to take advantage of, you know what, labor. Love that for us. That is a pretty tough backlock. Was I supposed to screw this in already? I really should have read this better. Turns out I can't read, by the way. Should have mentioned that. Thank God there's pictures. Jesus Christ. It looks like a small boy. By the way, is that a diglet, but like a cactus? Like, what am I looking at? Diglet dig, diglet dig, trio, trio, trio. Reading is for nerds. That's what I keep saying, but like people respond and I don't understand the words they use, so I just laugh at them. Pathetic. This does not feel right. You ever just not feel right, you know? By the way, I do this literally like once a year, so the angles are. Oh God, we almost lost it. You know the rules. If I lose it, it's not coming back during the stream. I'm purposefully not tightening these very much because I'm afraid I'll strip a screw. 99% of the things I put together doesn't feel right, but it ends up working. One year I did one of these and I like completely fucked up this part. Jesus Christ, that's shiny. I completely fucked up this part and it was just not sitting right. And I was just like, that's it, we're done. It's good. It's good enough. It opens and closes. You get what you get. All right, bud. All right. Next step is to pin through this hole, which is honestly a bit of a strange choice, but I'm not going to question it. Just because I don't think I would personally want to put pressure on that, but that's fine. Done. And I believe the next step is the pivot. Now I can't properly shank people. Let's go. I really hope this is right because I hate putting in keyed pivots the other direction. That is in fact wrong. No way. Do I have these backwards? So in the picture, that part is keyed. For me, I have it the other way around. So this part is keyed. And what that means is it's got that shape there, which means it fits in easier. I just assumed because this is how I would design a knife. It's because it's easier to line up when you're first putting it in. So if it were the other way around, I would have to line it up kind of blindly. And I got it right that time, but it's usually not that simple. Well, we'll see how far we can go off of this. Um, they seem pretty much like they're just normal, so. And there's like divots on the sides of these, so it seemed right. Um, but anyway, I think we just screw it in now. It's upside down. Let's screw this bad boy in. That thing's going for a walk. Hopefully it's not an issue. I don't think it will be. There's a chance. Um, it should be functional adjacent. Why the fuck did they use like the world's longest screw for this? Jesus Christ. Oh, I see what's happening. The T8. Nice. I'm a huge fan of T8s over T6s. It's been a T6 up until this. That said, most of these screws that have been T6s, I would have made a T8 anyway. So it's like too little, too late. So next step, they want us to do the blade. What are we thinking here? No thumb studs or thumb studs? Oh, this one's also stone washed versus this is more of a satin finish. Just a personal preference. For which part was that to? I feel like I said something before the blade types. Um, for the screws. Yeah, so it's a combination of a personal preference and T6 is smaller than T8. So this is a T8. Oh, let's see if I can get it focus a little bit. But basically, smaller means it's easier to strip in this case. Part of that does have to do with your bit quality. You know, the bit itself can strip, as well as the screw quality that can also strip. But I find that the bigger it is, the less likely it is to strip to a certain degree. So if it's all T8, first off, you will only need one screw. For this, I need two screws, right? I need a T8 bit head and a T6 bit head for different parts of it. So that's one benefit. Another benefit is, like I said, I find it's just way less likely to strip a T8 over a T6 to, quite frankly, a pretty significant degree. In fact, I think I've only ever stripped one thing other than a T6. It was actually a T10, and I think did I move the camera? Sorry about that. More surface area means less chance of stripping, I assume. Probably. I'm no math magician. I don't know these things. But I accidentally used the wrong bit size on a T10 once, and that's on me, and I stripped it. But outside of that, I've never stripped a T8. I've never stripped a T10, a T15. Only ever T6s. Um, did we decide on one of these? Can I hold up? Can I, ooh, okay. I didn't do it too tight. God, I'm fucking smart. Maybe we do one red, one green. If I can do it. Make it a little Christmassy. Rose on the run. Look at the brain on the lad. Look at this dude. Okay, I don't really like how loose that is. What? Does this have a screw hole by any chance? Oh, it does. Alright, that's not great. Oh god. For some reason it is very loose. Probably just wasn't meant to be able to swap them. But we'll go with it for now. I can always fix it later. So let's go ahead and see if we can't fit this. So this is pretty abnormal to knives. Most knives don't have this hot swappable blade. It's kind of like a more exclusive to either um, what would I call this? Either just Boker Plus, I guess, or maybe something like a uh, box cutter. A box cutter might have hot swappable stuff, but wow, that is really too thin. What if we undo that a little bit? Assume most knives would be screwed. So they're actually not. You can get a pinned one, but for example, this is a terrible example because I can't really. Well, I could take it apart. This is an integral knife, so that means the entire body is actually one piece of aluminum. But you can unscrew this, and the blade is also similarly on a pivot in there. And you can take that out, clean up the pivot of the blade so it's smoother, and it's perfectly fine. Um, but you can get ones. Do I have a pin? I don't think I have a pin knife anywhere near me. Oh, wait, hold up. Behold, old people shit. This is a pinned knife. So that means that somebody basically hammered this shit down. Uh, this is handmade. This is what is this? Great Eastern, yeah, Great Eastern cutlery. So this one would have to be sheared and then repinned to be serviced. So you would most likely have to take this back to or send it back to Great Eastern Cutlery. This is a massive fucking knife. Um, but this is all pinned and it not particularly user serviceable. This one is more modern and is honestly not particularly user serviceable because it's integral and that makes it kind of harder to work with. But yeah, it's definitely like a maintaining issue, if you want to call it that. All right, let's double check where we're at. We got the blade on. So yeah, I think it just comes down to what we want on it. We have already chosen. I feel like blue hardware wouldn't really go with this, so. Out of curiosity, I want to know if they have a specific order we're supposed to go in here. Okay, bottom half first, it looks like. Can't go wrong with the classics. That's right. I believe these are two long boys here. Probably wouldn't look too bad with the filler. It's kind of a big knife though for it to be clipless. Personally, I'm a big so that last one I showed you with the pin, that one has no pocket clip. Very very old style knife that is called a sod buster. I'm personally I'm a fan of collecting it, but I don't actually use that one. Makes me sound like a boomer. All right, I am seeing that. I kind of I don't know, it's some contrast. I don't know that I would want a copper screw because I'm pretty sure copper is softer than steel and would be liable to strip. Would have been nice to maybe have this hidden so you would basically be able to screw it in from the other side. Um, very much softer, yeah. Definitely not the most ideal situation. Screw a you. All right, bud. If you don't want to go in, I'm not going to force you. Pretty classy with that copper carbon combo. I don't think anyone's ever said more C letters in their entire life. That's wild. Okay. I think I've had the camera somehow move like 6 different times so far. Alright, that's not good. Somewhere along the way, I seem to have fucked this up. See what we can do here. Alright, let's unscrew that. Thing is, what does this screw go to then? Okay. Take that. Does that work? So I had a screw already under right there. Apparently, I wasn't right. I feel like I have an extra screw now. What did I fuck up? Screw was too thick. Oh, that hurts my finger. So this is too sharp to use, to be honest with you. The edges here are not well, uh, not well chamfered, I think is the word. Um, Knife overall fits pretty good in hand. I can probably tighten some of these screws a little better. Actually, surprisingly, like no play back and forth, none forward and back. Pretty low on that. Surprisingly smooth, not my favorite. Oh my god! All right, we might be swapping. Hold on, let's see how easy it is. Let's see how easy it is. It boasts swappable blades. Let's swap them. Hey, not bad. So this one has no thumb stud, so it is strictly a two-hander. They actually make attachments you can make for these. It's not bad. Okay. It's a bit thick. I uh I think my big issue with the thummies is, like I said, they're too sharp. So opening it, I'm like pushing the meat of my finger into basically like a sharpened edge. It's not like the blade sharp, but it's enough that I can feel it, and it's relatively unpleasant. You can kind of see the dent in my finger, almost as bad as the one in my head. What the fuck? Where's this from? Did that come out from here? It did, I think. No? Did it? Not a fan of that design. Yeah, it's not my favorite thumb stud. I've honestly felt worse, but definitely could be worse, you know? So I'm guessing that that blade stop there is meant to, well, stop the blade from coming back and hitting against the metal. There we go. Of the thing. I genuinely don't know what this last screw is for though. Am I stupid? I'm sure it goes somewhere, and I'm sure I'll look back and figure it out. But overall, I mean, in terms of look, pretty cool. Relatively smooth. I think this one ended up being smoother for this year's. I did fuck this one up somehow too by not tightening screws properly, so it's very off center. I really think that that's fixable. But the copper combo is pretty good. Uh, oh, here's what it would be like with the steel. There we go with the wood. I feel like the wood copper would be next best. To blame the magnet in that one. Yes, that's true. You're right. I don't know why I take responsibility. I should never have done that. And there's your G10. Probably my least favorite of the options. It's not that it like looks bad. I kind of like this like crosshatch pattern, but I don't know. It's just it's classy. You know, it's nice. Um, I don't know. I don't think this would look very good with the blue hardware. I don't really feel like the colors go that well. Maybe with the gray and the carbon. Am I tripping? I've seen worse, I guess. Yeah, the carbon goes fine with it. Pretty cool. Overall, I feel like the deployment on this is much smoother. Probably because it is on bearings. This doesn't even have washers in it. But it's actually probably the smoothest Boker Plus knife I've ever used. Surprisingly, blue in the plastic. I can see that. Make it a little, flirty with, like, embrace the unnatural, right? The plastic and the unnatural bluing. In terms of actually like a feel in the hand, this one's actually really comfortable. Although it is on the bigger side, and I actually don't like how far back this is because when I want to unfold it, right, like I have to go all the way down to here. Basically, it's a two-hand close because I mean, unless you flip it over, I guess, and then like do it against your leg or something. But it's a lot bigger actually. To be fair, this is called the Aphex Mini. Um, can I get those both on screen here? God damn. Um, like in terms of the actual design of the knife, I do like this better, but in terms of the actual execution, I think this one turned out better this year. What are the odds I have last year's in this drawer? Come on, bud. What are the odds? Man. Oh, hey, look. Another Jen Zonso design. What is this called? I don't remember what this is called, but this is actually one of my favorite knives. This thing's sick. Really good size. Apparently he designs a lot of his knives to be used in like water situations, which is why they don't have like a major point. I guess a lot of people like trip and stab themselves. Wild. Who would have guessed? Almost like they're shaking over water or something. Um, uh, no, I don't have that knife here. Fuck. I thought I had last year's like at the ready. Am I stupid? I do not. Oh well. But what I do have is, uh, this is a Tactile Knife Co. So first off, you'll notice I already have like little bumpers on the thumb studs here. But even without this, this is so much more comfortable. Like they're, oh god, it's so hard to tell. They're well rounded. So like I'm not pushing my finger against a sharpened edge basically. It's just if we're being honest, it's just common sense. So I don't know why the fuck they did that, given how much thought seems to have gone into like some of the other stuff they do. But yeah, I definitely have no fucking clue where I put that other one, which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to show like last year's and the years before. Not even shaking yourself on the wall. Wild. Who wants to get stabbed on their own knife? Not me. Definitely have never done that. Right. Definitely have never done that. This is a few years old. I got them all over. I've actually even stabbed myself other places somehow. I don't know fucking how I did it. Um, so I mean, overall, I think in terms of utility, this one probably is better. But in terms of like the actual build quality, I think the other version, the Lucas Burnley design, turned out a lot better. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. Pretty interesting challenge coin, I guess. Nice that they gave us this. Anything else I should show before I switch to something? Wow. Let's see. We managed somehow prepare for the shake. Somehow like 6 fucking camera moves. Oh god, slapped my mic a couple of times. This is why I don't do this. Oh god. Don't do it. Don't do it, bud. Less room for error in the mini. You know what? It's actually a lot more room. So this is a button lock. So inside here is a spring that I had to assemble. So it's like a spring and a button, and I had to like put tension on it to close it, which is why it's kind of crooked. I was kind of like holding it as tight as possible, and I think not screwing the rest in as well. So I mean, a smart person probably would have been fine on that, but your boy ain't smart, and he ain't people either. Um, but it definitely could work out. I'm just putting this shit in here for now. I'll sort this out later. I still don't know what screw I'm missing. I don't know how I pulled this off. I'm not sure how I managed. It's actually pretty impressive that I have it working while apparently missing a screw. You're welcome. Let's go and put this blade away. The reality is I actually have a ton of extra thumb screws. Not a ton. I think I have like one extra set, so I could probably find them. But I got them for not that. Oh god, man, I should be ready. I know it's in here. I got them for something called a Benchmade bug out. People is for them rich folk. Yeah, we're people adjacent around here. Ah, nice. Actually, really solid action. Let me see. Do I have anything with a really good action comparable nearby? No, I only have better. I don't remember the name of this. This is from Urban EDC, I think. But this one is drop shutty kind of thing. So basically, this is a lot better, but it's also a lot more expensive. Um, this also would have been good for the lanyard demonstration. Oh, where you can kind of see my finger is able to hold it there. But it's honestly nowhere near this. But I think this was like $200 or something. I think it was originally more than that. But this definitely feels like $100 knife in terms of the action. In terms of the actual materials to make it, probably not. But it's closer than this. This, in terms of the materials to make it visually, it kind of has like a richer look. But yeah, let's I guess let's do something else, right? Thanks for watching me move my camera around. But let's change scenes. Goddamn. Where the fuck do I put all this shit now?